What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, guys. Back here in Australia. This time decided to check out the Outback, Australian Outback. I know I did a lot of videos, just some different places. I think I only done like a few on the Outback, but I came across this video. I'm sure y'all might know something, another better video that I could check out. Send it my way, but 5 strangest mysteries. So, we get into that good stuff. Very, very interesting stuff, Of course, I'm gonna need y'all to tell me if it's fact or cap, but we're checking out these mysteries, hopefully they're not too scary, you know what I'm saying? Because some mysteries, sometimes they be too good, they sound too good to be true type of thing. But finna check this out, let's see what it's about.
The Australian outback is a remote, vast, and sparsely populated area that spans 5.6 million square kilometres, or 3.5 million miles, making it almost 22 times bigger than the UK.
Dang, I didn't know that.
In such a huge area, it's easy to see why it can take hold of one's imagination. Many stories, books, movies, and legends have taken a hold of the public's conscience. And with such a rich history of stories, the strangest ones stand out the most. From strange lights that stalk you in the cold desert night, a mysterious man-shaped figure that no one can explain, to a lost reef of gold so plentiful it could make you richer than Elon Musk.
Oh, dang.
These are the 5 strangest mysteries of the Australian outback.
It's like a CSI intro, like I'm watching Ghost Hunters or something.
Number 5. The Marree Man.
Marree Man?
The Marree Man, or also known as Stuarts Giant, is a modern geoglyph constructed in 1998 under mysterious circumstances. The Marree Man, so named because of its close proximity to the small outback town of Marree in South Australia, 700 kilometres north of Adelaide. The figure is 2.7 kilometres or 1.7 miles tall, with a perimeter of 28 kilometres or 17 miles. Extending over an area of about 2.5 square kilometres or 620 acres. The figure is of an Aboriginal Australian man holding a boomerang. It was first spotted by a charter pilot in June 1998. He states, "It was so big I assumed everyone would know about it. But when I landed back in town, no one had heard about it." He goes on to say that the townspeople thought he was delirious as he tried to explain the epic proportions of the geoglyph, saying that he spotted it from 6,000 feet in the air.
I ain't gonna lie, when I'm flying, sometimes it'd be scary to look outside of a plane, but I'm telling you, you'll see some interesting stuff looking outside that plane. The Marree Man, wow.
Later, some mysterious faxes appeared addressed to local businesses and later the media. They inevitably led those interested in the strange figure on a sort of strange treasure hunt, which the faxes promised more information. Some of the clues ended up in Dorset, England, buried near other giant geoglyphs, like the Cerne Giant. But alas, the trail went cold and the clues stopped coming. Today, no one has claimed authorship of this giant mystery, and it remains unsolved.
That's very interesting.
Number 4.
That's
the
very
Min Min
interesting.
Lights. The Min Min Lights, or ghost lights of Australia, are some of the strangest phenomenon to occur in the outback.
Wait a minute.
Australia are some of the strangest phenomenon to occur in the outback. The lights are said to appear as glowing orbs, almost always at night. They appear to hover above the ground, usually a few hundred feet from the witness, and also appear to have a mind of their own, with most witnesses saying
that they
follow or stalk them. The Min Min Lights get their name from the now abandoned...
The Min Min... I don't know. Sometimes we never know. It might really be some aliens around. That might be a UFO. You never know.
Settlement of Min Min in Queensland, Australia.
At this point,
where they were first witnessed in 1910 by a stockman riding his horse near an old graveyard. As he rode down the highway, the light chased him until he reached another town and disappeared into thin air. Many people have had similar accounts and say that they have been chased by them as they travel by car, initially thinking it could be the headlights of a motorbike, only to realize that they are floating too high above the ground for it to be so. Also, the lights will appear to dance around and behave erratically. A few theories have arisen to explain this strange phenomenon, ranging from uranium ore deposits releasing gas, inverted mirages, and more frighteningly, UFOs.
That's what I'm
Today,
thinking.
one can even go on tours to experience those lights for themselves in Boulia, Queensland, where they offer
Wow.
a tour of the history and first-hand accounts called the Min Min Encounters. Today, this mystery remains unsolved. Number 3.
Dang, I don't think I should have. Like, when I be doing these videos for y'all, I be getting ready for bed. Hopefully, that, I ain't gonna lie, that one kind of looks good. I ain't the scary type, but I ain't gonna lie, I seen the movie. I forgot what the movie was called. It came out a long, long time ago. But it was like a UFO. Like, this one little girl went missing, and they seen like a light. They caught the footage or something like that. They seen the UFO or some light take the little girl up and stuff. Like, I don't know.
Lassiter's
You
Lost
never know
Reef.
with this weird.
As with many of the mysteries found on this list,
What is that?
Lassiter's Lost
Lassiter's
Reef.
Lost Reef.
As with many of the mysteries found on this list, this one is open to interpretation. Since its purported discovery more than 120 years ago, Lassiter's Reef, a fabled gold-rich outback quartz vein, has eluded both fortune hunters and researchers. The
Oh my
fabulously
God.
rich gold deposit was apparently discovered by a Harold Bell Lassiter in either 1897 or 1911, depending on source. On the 14th of October 1929, Harold Bell Lassiter wrote a letter to the Kalgoorlie federal member Albert Green, claiming to have discovered a vast gold-bearing reef in Central Australia 18 years earlier, and that it was located at the western edge of the McDonnell Ranges. Several years prior, Lassiter had unsuccessfully tried to raise funds in order for an expedition to this fabled gold reef. It was only in 1930 that Harold Lassiter managed to raise interest during the worst economic recession of the 1930s, otherwise known as the Great Depression. He provided the story to the Australian Workers' Union. He states, "As a young man of 17, I rode on horseback from Queensland to the West Australian goldfields, during which I stumbled across a huge gold reef, somewhere near the border between the Northern Territory and Western Australia. The reef was claimed to be laden with gold and measured some 7 miles, or 11.3 kilometers long, 4 to 7 feet high, and 12 feet wide.
My guy had
In 1930,
measurements.
Harold Lassiter managed to secure £50,000 in private funding to begin the expedition. This included a motorized vehicle, an aircraft, experienced bushman, a gold prospector, an engineer, a Governor General's aide, and several other men. The group endured logistical difficulties and physical hardships, including the loss of the plane. Many of the group, disbelieving the claims, departed Lassiter, leaving him alone in the desert with just a camel. 1 year later, a search for Lassiter was conducted. They found Lassiter's decomposed body at Winter's Glen and his personal effects in a cave at Hulls Creek, which included a diary. The diary tells of Lassiter's last moments, which include losing his camel shortly after the group disbanded. He was met by an Aboriginal tribe who helped him, but eventually he met his demise due to desert blindness and malnutrition. A carved-out tree now marks his grave. Decades later, and many expeditions more, Lassiter's lost reef remains unfound.
Wow.
Number 2. The disappearance of Azaria Chamberlain. Probably the most famous or infamous case on this list. The incident in question involves the disappearance of 9-month-old Azaria Chamberlain. In August 1980, Azaria's parents, Michael and Lindy Chamberlain, planned a camping trip in Northern Territory, but on the night of August 17, Azaria vanished from her family tent at Uluru. According to Lindy's story, a dingo entered the tent that Azaria was sleeping in and took and attacked the child, running off with her into the dark desert night. The initial police report supports this claim.
Wait a minute, so they were camping out in the outback? How often do people camp out out there? Hold up,
From her family tent at Uluru. On the night of August 17, Azaria vanished from her family tent at Uluru. According to Lindy's story, a dingo entered the tent that Azaria was sleeping in and took and attacked the child, running off with her into the dark desert night. The initial police report supports this claim, but however, the Northern Territory Police were dissatisfied with her claim. What later followed was numerous court cases against the Chamberlains, and even landed Lindy 3 years in prison. She was later released after a British tourist who fell to his death at Uluru. His remains were found in a dingo den, along with Azaria's baby jumpsuit. Whether or not the dingoes did take the baby or the jumpsuit remains questionable. Today, Azaria's body has never been recovered, and this remains an unsolved case.
Oh my.
Number
I picked the wrong video to go to sleep to tonight. That's some Wow, this is like the murder mystery type of stuff. These deserve a Netflix special.
Number 1. The Flora Station Mystery. Probably the most haunting tale on this list. 2 boys, 16 and 17, vanished from their Outback cattle station. The discovery of their bodies months later only deepened the mystery. James Annetts, 16, and Simon Amos, 17, separately answered ads in 1986 to work as jackaroos, or cattle station hands, for those not familiar with the term. The workplace or cattle station in question was Flora Valley Station, about 120 kilometres east of Halls Creek, with a population of 1,500 in West Australia. The two boys were from city life and not accustomed to the harsh, remote conditions of the outback. James was from Griffith in New South Wales, and Simon was from Adelaide in South Australia. When the boys arrived at Flora Station in West Australia, the cattle industry was in decline, and the station management had been cutting costs. Most of their tasks involved bore runs to check that windmills and other equipment were still functioning. On Wednesdays, when the boys would drive to the town of Flora Valley, they could get some release from the remote isolation by socializing with the townspeople when they went to pick up their mail and supplies. But on the afternoon of Monday, December 1st, 1986, the two boys did not reply to their twice daily radio checkups. The station owner visited the house where the two boys were staying and found their Datsun ute missing. No one knows where they were headed or just where they were going. A 3-day aerial search of over 100,000 square kilometers failed to find anything. In April 1987, a bulldozer driver found the abandoned Datsun ute in the sand dunes about 500 kilometers southeast of Halls Creek.
Oh my God.
There were clear signs that the boys had tried to jumpstart the car. An SOS had been formed on the vehicle's roof with spanners and an arrow made with 2 branches and a star that pointed north. Further investigations revealed the boys' remains. The pair walked about 18 kilometers and made a camp where Simon Amos was found with a gunshot wound in his head. James Annetts walked a further kilometer and died, but not before scratching a last note to his family into a water bottle. The message on the lid reads, "James, my fault. I always love you, Mum and Dad, Jason, Michelle, Joanne." And on the handle was written, "I found peace." Both boys had left their wallets, cash, and letters from their families at their homesteads. In addition to the marked difference in decomposition of the boys' bodies, human blood was also found on James's hat that was not from him or Simon. Decades later, this remains an unsolved mystery. Tell us what you think about these mysteries in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. This has been an episode of Shadow Matter. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and don't forget to click that notifications bell. And together, we can explore the strange, the terrifying, the unknown, the Shadow Matter.
That's different. That is different. I ain't gonna lie. But no, it's just crazy because it's just a lot of mysterious things just worldwide, stories, stuff like that. I know growing up, we used to hear stories all the time from like grandparents, great-grandparents and stuff like that. Just how, man, it's just crazy how much times have changed now. But this was a mystery. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't expecting this. I'm thinking strange mysteries and stuff like. I ain't gonna lie. These some of these would make a good Netflix special, like a Netflix documentary type thing. Dang, that's different. Yeah, But the Outback, it ain't nothing to play with though. The Outback different. You never know. I feel like there's a reason nobody's out there. It's just a road just passing on through. You just gotta pass on through that thing. You can't stay too long. Sometimes you can't overstay your welcome some places and stuff like that. But all in all, I'm sure it's better now. I see people, or the show that y'all told me about, they work on the Outback, the Outbackers or something like that. I forgot the show. It was good though. It was good. Like they really know what they doing out there. They do. But this was interesting. Y'all tell me. I mean, y'all tell me what y'all think. If you're familiar with these stories, well, these stories that you've heard, as you grew up and stuff like that. Cause these seem like they were very, they was in like the early 1900s type of thing. So, but very interesting stuff. Yeah, interesting video I chose for tonight. But y'all be blessed, be the best, and be you. I'm out.